We're getting ready to start with Kurt Busch and Daniel Knost. Okay, let's hear from our winning race team of today's 65th annual STP 500 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race here at Martinsville Speedway. And our race winner is Kurt Busch. He drives the number 41 Haas Automation Chevrolet for Stewart Haas Racing. And he's joined by his crew chief, Daniel Knost. And congratulations to the number 41 team. Very well deserved, and glad to have you guys up here today. This is Kurt's 25th win in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, so it's a silver anniversary for your victories here today. You were part of 33 lead changes, which is a new track record, and certainly can't wait to hear you talk about how the race unfolded there at the end. Daniel's first win as a crew chief, just your sixth start as a crew chief, and you're a Virginia Tech grad, so being able to win your first race in your home, I know it's not a state, it's a commonwealth. You from Virginia? Okay. Well, you went to school in Virginia, so congratulations. But anyhow, let's hear from Kurt. Talk about this win here today and what it means to you, you know, as a racer, and to be able to get into the chase, and just the significance of winning this here today, Kurt.
Well, it's an unbelievable feeling, you know, to have the shot at winning. And when it comes across you, you want to deliver for your team. And there's things you have to do in the car to manage your emotions, and then tires, most importantly. And, you know, to be in position to win this early with the Haas Automation team, it's been for you know, the credit of a lot of hard work, and a lot of mistakes have been made, but enough that we could learn from. And, you know, to deliver for Gene Haas this early, it shows the potential of this team. And, you know, Kevin Harvick won earlier this year at Phoenix. And I think our strength this year with the Haas Automation Chevy and most of Stewart Haas Racing has been at the short tracks. So, you know, a win like today is a great step forward. I don't want it to camouflage any of the work, though, that we still have to do and to make our car stronger and to be more competitive week in and week out. But don't think that I'm not going to enjoy this for one moment. I mean, I'm going to soak this in. This is an unbelievable feeling to get back to victory lane after this tour that I've been on, to find you know, this opportunity with Stewart Haas, and to win. You know, it means the world to me. That's what I've always driven for, was just going for the W's, and you let the rough edges drag on the other side. And, you know, you get compared to guys that are sponsored dreams, and they've won one or two race, and, you know, now to have 25 wins and to have a championship and to hoist a trophy at a track that I would draw a line through this track every time I'd show up, you know, not ever having a shot to win, because it was one of my worst tracks. And so it shows what teamwork is all about. That's what I want everybody to take away from today, is teamwork. What better way to win? And using that old cliche, can't beat them, join them. I got a Hendrick chassis and a Hendrick motor. It's prepared by Stewart Haas Racing, and we brought our number 41 car home to victory lane. So awesome feeling. Thanks to Daniel. His pit calls were wonderful. The pit crew did an excellent job holding serve on pit road. And every time that I had a little handling issue, Daniel had a fix for it today. So great teamwork. Thank you, Daniel.
Certainly, no, it's a big deal, too. It's the first time that the Haas Automation Chevrolet has visited victory lane, as you mentioned. And Daniel, just talk about how it feels to have your first victory as a Sprint Cup Series crew chief.
You know, and it's very exciting. In some respects, it hasn't hit me. You know, you have that kind of moment on the box where you yell and scream and stomp your feet and hit something, you know, and you get that out. And now I just maybe in a little bit of a daze, you know. I can't believe that I've had success come to me this fast, you know. But we got a great driver. We got a great organization. You know, we have guys that really work hard on our stuff, and that is manifesting itself. You know, we took a chance and almost got it last week, and this week we cashed in. So I think our group is pulling together at a good pace.
Very good. We'll take questions now from our race winner. We'll start here, Tom Jensen, and then we'll go over to Mike, and then go to Brant.
Congratulations, guys. Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. 2 questions for you, Kurt. The first one, Kevin Harvick said one of the main reasons he wanted to join Stewart-Haas is get the Hendrick equipment. Is it that much different and that much better? Question number 1.
You know, it still is about the people. You know, you can have the best things given to you, or you can purchase them, such as Gene Haas and Tony Stewart have, and they've provided us with a foundation to work off of, and every team has their own custom pieces that they add to the car. And, you know, I do have to thank Rick Hendrick, though, for allowing the information that they create to be shared, and for the Technical Alliance to exist, and for us to run those motors. It's a Chevrolet brand, and coming from a Chevrolet brand last year, there's small little things that are different. But, you know, let's face it here, Jimmy Johnson's got 6 championships, and the Hendrick group is every week, it seems like, are the cars to beat. And so that's what Harvick's mentality was, is let's jump in with that equipment and shift gears. You know, he's been with Childress for a dozen years. So a big change for him, and I was happy to see him win at Phoenix right away.
And second, this might seem like kind of a weird question, but getting the box checked and getting essentially a seat in the chase, you've got this upcoming huge opportunity and challenge coming up with the double. Does that take pressure off in doing that and make that easier for you?
Wow, that kind of hit me hard. I hadn't thought of that. My focus is here in the stock car world and with my NASCAR team. It is nice, though, to have a genuine position now to make the chase. At this pace, though, 6 winners in 6 weeks, right? Or is it 5? I don't know.
6.
6. It's going to fill up quick, and we have to do our job on this 41 team to develop as a team and to be a bona fide chase contender when the chase starts. So we're not going to rest on this win, and we have a long way to go, though, to get up into that top 16 in points. And then once we get there, let's keep digging. Consistency now is what we'll focus on. A win is a win. If we get a second win, that's when I would call ourselves locked in. But we have this consistency battle that we have in front of us, and I'm up for that challenge, especially when you have all this weight lifted off your shoulders with a win so early.
Let's go to Mike, and then we'll go to Brant, Bob, Deb, and then Jeff.
Mike Neff from FrontStretch.com. Kurt, I'd asked Jimmy about this earlier. A couple years back on tape, you had famously said that you would rather lose to 41 other cars before the 48. But you've come a long way in that last couple years, and he even mentioned that you guys had sat down and talked it out and everything was good on that front. I'm curious, 2 years ago versus today, if you were in that same scenario, because you guys had a fantastic clean race there at the end, would your temperament have been different when you were attacking the 48 over those last 20 laps?
Well, you'd think it'd be worse today with not winning for 2 years. You know, it flashed through my mind when he passed me that I'm hungrier than he is. You know, I'm ready to tackle, 10 prime rib steaks right now. I was hungry, and I wasn't going to let this slip away with it being so close. And, a few years back when we were battling, I was speaking for the fans. Anybody but the 48. When you have the same winner time and time again, it can get stale. And I wasn't doing my job well enough on that team to challenge Jimmy for the win and to knock him off the top. When you win as much as he has that target, and you want to go there and knock him off his podium. So it was great to have raced him, and there was that respect today because we don't come from the same garage, but we do have some ties. We do have Mr. H. We do have Tony Stewart and Gene Haas, and there is a little bit of that camaraderie of teammates back and forth, and you don't want to start it off on a bad foot like that, but that's an epic type battle at a short track with a 6-time champion to go back and forth and exchange the lead, couple taps, couple moves, a little bit of a chess game. I was hoping I had enough rear tires to drive away from him at the end, and I got arm pump at the end. I mean, that was the hardest 30 laps I ever drove not to slip a tire in my life because I didn't want to let last week where I let the win slip away, let it slip away this week. So I gave it all I had, and it felt good. It felt really good to give it my all and deliver and to win, knowing that after this 2-year run, it can still be done.
Let's go to Brant on the front row here. Raise your hand, Brant. And then we'll go to Bob, Deb, Jeff Gluck.
Brant James, ESPN.com. I understand Gene Haas wasn't here, which I would think is pretty disappointing with the lengths that he went to get you aboard. Have you had any interaction with him after or anything at all?
He texted me on Friday, so how's it going? I said, it's Martinsville, ... He goes, well, what does that mean? I said, we're loose, we're sliding all over. He goes, well, just slow down. You know, his sarcasm is unbelievable. I love him. He's great. He gives us every tool we need to win. And when he hired me, he said, go for wins. If you go out sliding sideways and you wreck, I'm fine with that. Just bring home those trophies. And I said, deal. I said, you're going to have to carry him out of victory lane. And so, unfortunately, Gene wasn't here today to carry the trophy out of victory lane. Daniel carried it out. Last week at California, we had a shot to win in his backyard, and I didn't deliver. And to see him go with the car to tech inspection and to hang out with the guys, and he wasn't in a rush to jump on a plane to get out of there because he lives in Southern Cal. It was a moment missed, an opportunity missed, and I'm glad I could deliver the next week for him. And we need him back at the track as often as possible to help us win again.
Let's go to Bob Pockris, and then to Deb, and then to Jeff.
Bob Pockris, Morning News. I have two. Kurt, you talked about first win in 2 years. Has not winning over the last 2 years been as frustrating or less frustrating, considering you've been working with teams that are kind of growing?
It was a process. It was a challenge to work with those Furniture Row guys. I thought we were knocking on the door, about the 10th race in last year, and we couldn't win. And it's amazing how many things have to fall into place. And so I never doubted myself. I never gave up. I kept trying to find little stones to uncover and rocks to overturn to try to make teams better for the way that I knew how to make them. And I was trying to just find that right combo, trying to find a combo that Daniel found today. And Stewart-Haas Racing is that combination for me. It's great to win 6 races in with a brand new team like this and have that feeling of a competitive organization around you.
And I wanted to ask, as far as what happened on pit road with Keselowski, can you talk about what happened, and were you surprised at all that he was upset, or was that one of those things like, ooh, he's going to be upset at that?
Yeah, I can't believe he overreacted, and he's as upset as he is. The 5 car was trying to pull into his box. Brad ran into the back of him. I steered right to go around Brad, and then he clobbers our right side door, or our left side door. And it's like, okay, accidents happen on pit road. It's congested. It's not a place to race because of all the pit crew guys down there. And I didn't think much of it. And then once we were back out running, he targeted us. He was aiming for us. He tried to flatten all 4 of my tires. That's a no-fly zone. That's a punk-ass move, and he will get what he gets back when I decide to give it back. That's great. That's super.
Let's go to Deb. Second row there. Deb?
Kurt, over here. Congratulations, Deb Williams with RacingToday.com. You said that you were really going to let this victory soak in. When you took that checkered flag, was it a sigh of relief of just like, I told you I'd be back, I'm back, and how have you changed? How has these last 2 years changed you?
I had such focus for those last 30 laps and not to slip a tire, and the emotion of performing at my best and then to deliver. I had this sharp chill go through my body of, I've done it. I did it. I'm back on that stage. We're with a competitive organization. We're a winner. And it takes a team to do it. I ran a lot of my early part of my career as an individual, and I didn't respect my team owners. And to have a team owner like Tony Stewart, who's a driver and an owner that can communicate things to the mid-level personnel, those are all the things that I knew that I struggled with, and that I needed to communicate better to the channels of people that are all part of this team. It's not just me and the crew chief or the pit crew that jumps over the wall. There's a full channel of everybody. And when you have racers like Greg Zipadelli that are there to help you, Matt Borland was there to assist Daniel in our growth, and a whole group of guys back at that shop that we're hopefully not going to tear the lobby down on Monday morning when we party. it's that camaraderie and it's that feeling. And, you know, those Furniture Row guys gave it to me. The Phoenix Racing guys gave it to me, but we just never were able to deliver a win. But we've been knocking on the door for the last 2 years, and it feels great to get back there.
We'll go to Jeff, and then to Barry, and then to Dustin.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. You won this race after, I think earlier, you had even said you're done, and there was a lot of adversity early. The Keselowski thing, you know, probably would have rattled you or anybody. How did you refocus at that point? How did you pull yourself together, brush that off, and say, you know what, I'm just going to move past this?
Because it wasn't that big of a deal. You know, when somebody has a problem on pit road, it's like, ooh, I'm glad everybody's cool, or, you know, pit crew guys are fine. And then he brought it out on the track, and he really tried to ruin our day. If we'd have got a flat tire at that moment, we'd have gone a couple laps down because it was a green flag condition, and there would have been hell to pay.
Let's go to Barry back there about the second row.
Okay. Barry Richmond, Piedmont Broadcasting Corporation. You touched on a question that I was going to ask about, and that's the dynamic of driving for a driver and what that means not just for the Kurt Busch team, but for the entire organization. If you want to just expand on that. And then secondly, at what point did that car come in? Did Jimmy start to lose? Did you start to dial in? Because it seemed like maybe the weather conditions started to change, and at what point did that start working for you?
You know, it's a blessing to have a team owner who's a racer, because then there isn't the cloudiness or the lack of clarity when the drivers are asking for something specific. Now, I remember sitting in big meetings with Jack or with Roger, and there was some question on what's the driver really talking about. Tony Stewart can really clarify that and move the things quicker. So it's great to have him out there. You know, at Fontana, we raced for the win, which was an interesting situation. I really enjoyed racing him for the win, but the problem was the 14 and 41, neither one of us won that day. So it's kind of a bummer we didn't deliver for our team last week. But, you know, it's all about the team guys. You know, Tony can communicate very easily. And I forgot the second part of your question. You know, the car, it never really told me it was a winning car, but we kept passing guys. And I got to 10th, and I had to celebrate. I was like, I've never been running 10th after 200 laps here before. And we kept looking out our windshield, going to chase down more guys. I didn't know what that feeling was like to have a winning car here at Martinsville, because I haven't won here since 2002.
Let's go to Dustin up front, Kelly in the back, and we'll end with Jim.
Dustin Long, MRN.com. Kurt, you've taken a journey that none of us can relate to, can quite understand. When you get to this point, what does winning feel like? What is special again? What has kind of stood out in the last 25, 30 minutes and as part of this 2-year journey that you've gone on? And did you ever think you'd get back to this point?
You know, it's a moment of self-satisfaction and enjoyment of all the hard work that I've put in and all of the people that have been around me to help me. And to have a guy like Gene Haas believe in you and give you a shot with a brand new team and a brand new car. You know, you got to put life in perspective, and you have to learn from your mistakes. And you can't just sit there and try to muscle your way individually through certain situations. And so you rely on your experience level, you rely on your team, and this is a great day for me to be able to lift the trophy in victory lane for Stewart Haas Racing.
Let's go in the back, all the way in the back. Kelly, you have a question?
Kelly Crandall from Popular Speed, all the way in the back. Kurt, Dustin had my first question. So my second question was, you had said last year you really wanted to win and get Little Houston in victory lane. So I'm curious just what that moment was like today to finally be able to do that.
It's pretty emotional, you know, to see him, you know, starry-eyed and not knowing what to do. And I was directing him where he needed to stand and where he could see it all better and put him up on stage. And then to have him break down in tears, it got me crossed up, because I've been trying to deliver for him, you know. And when you deliver for your team and everybody that's on this Stewart Haas Automation team, it's we're all adults. But when the kids get involved and he gets to soak it in, it just kind of took it to a new level. And he busted out crying, and tears of joy from a 9-year-old are probably the heaviest tears of all.
Let's go to Jim Utter and then to the press box.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer, you kind of touched on this a little bit, Kurt. You said how special it was for a team that's only basically 6 races old to be winning already. But for you personally, and you mentioned this has never been one of your best tracks. So when you add the two of those together, for you guys going forward, doesn't that even kind of provide you even sort of sets it up for what could be a very special season when you've accomplished a goal like that so early at a place that's been difficult for you?
Yeah, I don't know how to exactly define it. You know, I've always looked at Martinsville as a struggle, you know, to get a 15th and just kind of move on. And to beat Jimmy Johnson and to pass for the win and have him pass me, and then I got back by him, it was a great short track duel. And it was as if I hadn't missed a beat, but it's been a long 2 years, and it's been a lot of hard work. And I just kept staying the course, and you just got to believe in the people that are around you, and I'm very thankful to have the chance to win today and to be in a good position for 2014 already with a race win and, you know, moving our way up through points. Now our next objective is just to build more consistency in our Haas Automation Chevy, and, you know, Daniel deserves a lot of credit. He's brand new at his position. Wes, the lead engineer underneath him, is brand new. The guy underneath him is brand new in his position. So a lot of guys we promoted internally. And I think the key to today's victory was no practice on Saturday. So I'm taking Saturday off when we come back here in October. Or just give me a blindfold, I might do better. I think I've been really good at dialing the car out on practice days here at Martinsville. And a lot of times we would just kind of roll the dice on Sunday morning with the setup. So we took advantage of today's conditions with the track being rained out and the new ride height rule threw a lot of teams' guaranteed setups out the window, and it put everybody more on an even playing field today.
Let's go to the press box. Questions for Kurt or Daniel?
Lee Spencer, congratulations, Kurt. Can you talk about what a relief it is to get this win behind you, because it makes the whole Indy challenge probably a little bit less daunting?
Yeah, it didn't hit me until the question was brought up about Indianapolis. You know, I've had my mindset around the beginning of the season and get these first 10 races under our belt. And then, you know, once we get to Talladega and to Kansas, that's when the Indy stuff will really start picking up. There's going to be a lot of flights back and forth. And this is just a great feather in the cap. It's a load off our shoulders. There won't be the questions or the distraction thought process anyway. It'll be, hey, the 41 car is doing well. We still have a long way to go to be competitive, to give ourselves a shot once the chase starts. But my Indianapolis adventure now, we can breathe easier as we go through these next 2 months.
Any other questions in the press box?
That's it up here.
Thank you very much. Kurt and Daniel, congratulations. Big win here today, and I suspect we'll see more of that this season. Congratulations and enjoy this victory.